Marcus Brennan sensed trouble before the storm arrived. Something shifted in the October air as darkness fell over the Kansas plains. The gas station stood isolated at an empty crossroads, and Marcus was wiping down counters when his daughter Eleanor walked in, complaining about the truck's timing belt. At 17, she'd been helping him since her mother died of cancer 3 years ago, leaving Marcus with 2 kids and a mortgage that never seemed to shrink. The evening was quiet until a young woman stumbled through the door, soaked from the rain. She couldn't have been older than Elena. After using the bathroom, she asked to use the phone. Her motorcycle had broken down. Marcus noticed expensive boots, intelligent eyes that mapped every exit, and most importantly, a silver pendant around her neck shaped like wings, the emblem of a unit that officially never existed. Before he could process this, headlights swept across the windows. 3 vehicles. The sheriff's son, Tyler, swaggered in with his friends. "Well, look who it is," Tyler said, spotting the young woman. "Nina Marshall, all by her lonesome." Marshall. The name hit Marcus like a punch. His former teammate from Berlin, 1968, had that surname. Tyler stepped closer to Nina. "Does Daddy know his little girl is out here? Or are you running away again?" Elena positioned herself near Nina. "Buy something or leave, Tyler." "Always playing hero," Tyler sneered. "Didn't your daddy teach you to stay out of other people's business?" "Actually," Elena replied evenly, "he taught me to recognize trouble when I see it." Marcus set down his ledger. "That's enough. You boys need to leave." Tyler turned to Marcus. "No offense, Mr. Brennan, but you don't know what you're dealing with. This girl's trouble. Her daddy's president of Iron Brotherhood, biggest outlaw motorcycle gang in the state. In my station, everybody gets treated with respect," Marcus said quietly, "so turn around and head home." Tyler's face darkened. One of his friends grabbed Nina's arm. "You're coming with us." Elena shoved him backward. "Get your hands off her." Tyler's fist connected with Elena's jaw. She crashed into the counter, blood at her mouth. Marcus vaulted over the counter with surprising speed, his hand closing around Tyler's throat and driving him against the wall. "Bad move, son." "Very bad move." After forcing the boys out, Marcus turned to Eleanor. "You okay?" She nodded, wincing. Nina seemed stunned by the intervention. "Your bike broke down?" Marcus asked Nina. She nodded. "Timing chain snapped. I had to leave it hidden when those idiots started following me." "Ironhead Sportster?" Marcus guessed. Nina's eyebrows rose. "How did you know?" "Because I know your father." Sheriff Cole Harrison arrived within the hour with deputies looking for Nina Marshall. Marcus hid her in the concealed storage cellar beneath the station. After the sheriff left, Marcus let her out. "Your steel wing," Nina said. It wasn't a question. Marcus didn't confirm or deny. "That name hasn't been used in a long time." "My father has a photograph from Berlin, winter 1968. You're in it." Elena looked between them, confused. "Dad, what is she talking about?" Marcus sighed. "Your mother and I agreed never to discuss my service." "Steel Wing was a CIA Special Forces task force," Nina explained. "Black Ops during the Cold War." That night, Marcus brought Nina home. His 12-year-old son, Tommy, was still awake, surrounded by motorcycle catalogs, despite his spinal condition that required crutches. After settling everyone, Marcus explained to Elena about Berlin, about his former teammate Vincent Marshall, who he called Falcon, about how Lieutenant Cole Harrison had supposedly died in an ambush in 1968, but clearly hadn't. "So when Tyler and his friends showed up following Nina, it wasn't coincidence," Eleanor said. "Harrison's been watching for any sign of Falcon for years," Marcus confirmed. The next morning, 20 motorcycles rolled up to Marcus's farmhouse. Vincent Marshall stepped off his bike, flanked by his road captains. Time had added silver to his beard, but his eyes were unchanged. "Hello, Marcus," Vincent said. Been a long time. Not long enough if you're bringing trouble to my home. My daughter. GPS shows her bike stopped at your station. She's safe. Timing chain was sabotaged. Vincent's expression darkened. Nina appeared from the house. How's the search for Mom going? Nina asked. Vincent frowned. Your mother's in Chicago with your aunt. No, she's not. She left 2 days ago, said she was meeting you to discuss the divorce. Vincent exchanged glances with his men. I haven't seen your mother in 6 months. Someone had lured both Nina and her mother out of safety. Harrison, Marcus said quietly. They moved inside to talk. Nina's mother, Catherine, had received a call claiming to be from Vincent, asking to meet in Holbrook to finalize divorce terms. When she didn't return, Nina found a note with an address and took her motorcycle to find her, only to have it sabotaged. Harrison maintains a hunting cabin 20 miles north, Marcus offered. Remote, off the books. Before they could plan further, Elena returned with Tommy earlier than expected from school. Sheriff Harrison called an emergency assembly. He's telling everyone the Iron Brotherhood is planning something, setting up checkpoints everywhere. Vincent's perimeter guard burst in. County vehicles approaching, 4 minutes out. Time to go, Vincent said. He looked at Marcus. I hate to do this, but I know you need a diversion. Marcus turned to Eleanor. Take Nina and Tommy to the root cellar. Stay there until I come for you. As Vincent's men slipped out the back, Marcus stood on his porch as Harrison arrived with deputies and 2 men in tactical gear. Quite a gathering you had here, Harrison said. Just some old friends passing through. Oh, I'm going to need to search the premises. The search was destructive, but thorough. They found Marcus's old mission log from Berlin, hidden for decades. Harrison's expression darkened as he read. You knew. You fucking knew. The entry detailed Marcus's growing suspicions about Harrison's loyalties before the ambush. Detain him, Harrison ordered. As deputies restrained Marcus, Harrison leaned close. Operation Nightfall. Ring any bells? The code name hit Marcus hard. Nightfall, the operation that had never officially existed. As the patrol car pulled away, shouting erupted from the workshop. White smoke billowed out, followed by a motorcycle engine. Elena burst forth on Marcus's old bike, Tommy clinging to her waist and Nina behind them. They tore across the yard and disappeared. Tommy had used his chemistry set to create smoke bombs. Harrison fired twice, missing. After them, he barked. At the sheriff's station, Marcus was isolated in a windowless interview room. An agent named Davis entered. Let's start with your relationship with Vincent Marshall, president of Iron Brotherhood. Haven't seen him in 15 years, until this morning. Davis changed tactics. Tell me about Berlin, 1968. Classified operation. What does Nightfall mean to you? Marcus couldn't fully suppress his reaction. Catherine Marshall is being held as a material witness in a terrorism investigation, Davis explained. Her husband and daughter are persons of interest. Your interference constitutes obstruction. Terrorism? Vincent Marshall is no terrorist. Iron Brotherhood has been linked to weapons smuggling, Soviet-era munitions, items consistent with those acquired during clandestine operations in East Berlin, 1968. The implication was clear. You think Vincent stole Soviet weapons in 1968 and is only now bringing them into the country. That's absurd. What I think is that you and Marshall know the location of certain items taken during Operation Nightfall. Marcus's mind raced. Harrison kept them. After the ambush, he made off with whatever we were sent to acquire. Davis stood abruptly. This interview is over. Left alone, Marcus waited. Eventually, Deputy Williams, a friend of Elena's, brought him a key. Evidence locker key. I'm on dinner run. Won't be back for 30 minutes. Marcus escaped through the rear exit. A car pulled alongside him. Tyler Harrison sat behind the wheel. Get in. If you want to find Eleanor before my father does, Get in now." "Why are you doing this?" "Because I saw what my father really is today." When he gave the order to shoot at Eleanor, they drove to the hunting cabin. 2 deputies guarded it. Tyler created a diversion with his father's patrol car, while Marcus entered through the back. He found Catherine Marshall on a bed, sedated via IV drip. He disconnected it and helped her through a window. After leading the deputies away, he circled back to find Tyler had gotten Catherine to the car. As they drove toward Angel's Rest, the abandoned quarry where Vincent would be waiting, Catherine stirred. "Jack?" "No, Marcus Brennan, Vincent's friend." "Can you walk?" "I think so. Where am I?" As they escaped, Catherine became more lucid. "You don't understand. It's a trap. Harrison wants Vincent to come for me." "We know." "No, you don't. Berlin, the prototype. Harrison still has it. Codename Nightfall. It wasn't just an operation. It was a weapon, a Soviet prototype that could destabilize nuclear warheads remotely. Harrison's been hiding it for decades. Now he's selling it. Marcus absorbed this. And he thinks Vincent knows where it is. No, he's using us to flush out the only other person who knows what happened in Berlin, the 6th member of Steel Wing. Scarlet, their intelligence specialist, officially killed in Berlin. Alive? Yes. She contacted me last week. Said she'd learned Harrison had Nightfall and was planning to sell it. She was coming to stop him. At Angel's Rest, Vincent was waiting with his men, along with Elena, Tommy, and Nina. They gathered in an abandoned maintenance building to plan. "What exactly is Nightfall?" Elena asked. Catherine explained. "An electromagnetic pulse device, but targeted and precise. It can disable specific electronic systems without affecting others. In the wrong hands, it could neutralize missile defense systems, disable aircraft carriers, take down power grids." "And Harrison's had this for 15 years, Marcus asked. "Since Berlin. That's why I was assigned to you, Vincent. The agency suspected you might have taken it." Vincent's laugh was bitter. 15 years of marriage as a cover story. "The mission evolved," Catherine said softly, glancing at Nina. "Things changed." "Harrison maintains the old missile silo about 20 miles west," Tyler offered. "Last week he met with Russians there. Perfect location, isolated and symbolic." "We'll need a plan," Elena said. "First, we need the key to the service entrance," Marcus decided. "Tyler, can you get us inside? There's a key in my father's desk at the station." That night, Marcus and Tyler returned to the station and retrieved the key. Then the team approached the missile silo. Elena, Nina, and one of Vincent's men formed a perimeter, while Marcus, Vincent, and Tyler entered through the service tunnel. They reached a junction overlooking the command center. Below, Harrison stood with his tactical team and 2 Eastern European men examining documents. On the console sat a silver briefcase. Nightfall. A voice spoke behind them. "I believe the term you're looking for is Deus Ex Machina." They turned to find Scarlet standing there, silver-haired and elegant, holding a submachine gun. "Hello, Vincent." "Hello, Marcus. It's been a while." "You here to help or claim Nightfall for yourself?" Vincent asked. "That device should never have existed. I helped create it, and I've spent 30 years trying to ensure it never gets used. I'm here to destroy it." She removed a detonator. "I've placed charges in the Eastern Equipment Bay." Enough to create a diversion. She pressed the detonator. The explosion rattled the complex. Below, Harrison barked orders as half his men rushed toward the blast. Marcus and the team moved in. Gunfire erupted. Marcus dove behind cover, pulling Tyler down. Across the room, Vincent and Scarlet engaged the Russians. Harrison clutched the briefcase, his weapon drawn. His eyes found Tyler. "What the hell are you doing with them?" "He knows what you really are," Marcus answered. "You betrayed your country," Marcus continued, "your team, and now you're betraying your son." "You don't understand," Harrison insisted. "Nightfall isn't just a weapon. It's leverage. "This is about money," Marcus said. "Your retirement fund." Harrison inched toward an exit. Tyler called out, "Dad, it's not too late to stop this." Harrison faltered, looking at his son. For a moment, the facade cracked. "Kyle, you don't understand what's at stake." "I understand enough. I saw you give the order to shoot at Elena." Harrison's expression hardened. He opened the briefcase, revealing its control interface. Nightfall is already in place. One press of this button and every electronic system within 5 miles goes dark. "Don't," Scarlett called out. "Cole, the targeting system was never perfected." "The collateral damage is acceptable," Harrison replied. His finger hovered over the button. "Dad, don't!" Tyler shouted. "Please!" Harrison hesitated. In that moment, Scarlett fired once, striking his shoulder. The briefcase clattered to the floor. Marcus dove forward, grabbing it. The internal displays glowed. A countdown sequence, already initiated, 30 seconds. "Scarlett, how do I disarm it?" She appeared beside him. "Give it to me." Her fingers flew across the controls. 20 seconds, 18. What's happening? Harrison changed the abort codes. I'm trying to override. She looked up. The main device is elsewhere. This is just a trigger. We need to disconnect them. How? EMP. Fry the communication circuit before the activation signal transmits. Marcus understood. The backup generators, if we overload them. But someone needs to stay with this to make sure it doesn't send the signal early. Their eyes met. Marcus nodded. "Get everyone out. I'll handle the generators." "Jack, go," he ordered. Marcus reached the generator room and began his sabotage, cross-connecting circuits to create a localized electromagnetic pulse. He radioed Elena. "Get everyone away from the silo. 1/2 mile, now. But no arguments, just do it." As he completed the work, the generators whined in protest. "Everybody clear?" he asked. "Almost," Vincent replied. "Scarlett still inside with the briefcase." 20 seconds on the counter. "Elizabeth, get out of there." "Can't!" "Someone has to make sure this doesn't send its signal early." "That's suicide." "You know I can't leave, Marcus. Your children need you. Mine are grown. This is my responsibility." Marcus sprinted back toward the command center. Scarlett knelt beside the briefcase, maintaining the connection. "Go, Marcus. Close the blast doors. They'll help contain the pulse." "We had a good run, didn't we?" She smiled. "Steel Wing. The best of the best." With a final nod, Marcus turned and ran, sealing the blast doors behind him. He was halfway up the tunnel when the generators blew. The explosion shook the facility, emergency lights flickering and dying. Marcus emerged into the night air. Elena was waiting. When she saw him, she ran forward, throwing her arms around him. "Dad, we thought—" The others gathered, Vincent supporting Catherine, Tyler standing awkwardly, Nina with Tommy. "Scarlett?" Vincent asked quietly. Marcus shook his head. "And Nightfall? Destroyed. The EMP fried every circuit. It's over." Harrison sat apart, wounded and restrained. Tyler approached his father, kneeling beside him. No words, just a long look between them. As dawn broke, they began the journey back. Marcus drove with Elena beside him, Tommy dozing in the back. In the rearview mirror, he could see Vincent's motorcycle following, Catherine seated behind him. "What do we tell people?" Elena asked. "The truth, as much as they'll believe." "Mom would have been proud." Marcus smiled. "Your mother never wanted me to be a hero. She just wanted me to be a good man." "You're both," Elena said. 3 months later, Marcus stood behind the counter of his gas station. The official story was simple. Sheriff Harrison had been involved in illegal weapons sales. When confronted, he resisted, resulting in a firefight that claimed several lives. Harrison survived to stand trial. Vincent entered, his leather jacket exchanged for flannel. Since testifying, he'd stepped down as president of Iron Brotherhood. Coffee's fresh, Marcus said. Vincent poured a cup. Catherine called last night. She's been debriefed, released from service. No charges. Good. She asked about you. Said to tell you she's sorry about how things went down. We all made our choices, Marcus replied. Any regrets? Marcus thought of Scarlett's sacrifice, of the years hiding from a past that found him anyway, of his wife and the life they'd built. No regrets. From the garage came laughter. Elena and Tommy working on the old bike, their voices mingling with music, the ordinary soundtrack of an ordinary life. Steelwing had been forged in shadows, tempered in betrayal, tested by time. But family, that was the circle that truly mattered, the one worth fighting for. And as afternoon sun slanted through the station windows, Marcus Brennan knew he'd made the right choice all those years ago. The man his wife had loved, the man his children needed, the man he'd chosen to be.